Summer is approaching fast. Don't blink. Welcome to the Auto Brief News, coming to you live from our studio in Switzerland. I'm Amber Light, your resident telemetry architect and digital visionary.
And I'm Jim Khana. Keep the shiny side up, mate. I am the resident analog purist, currently covered in grease, and still trying to explain to my co-host why a coat hanger actually makes a brilliant radio antenna for a 1970s barn stereo.
It's Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. On Wednesdays, we open the doors to the studio, our dedicated space for tearing down the engineering, software, and philosophy of the industry's latest releases. The contrast between your barn in the Peak District and the subject of today's episode could not be more staggering. Today, we are looking at the heavily upgraded Audi A3 lineup out of Ingolstadt.
Right, the Audi A3. The quintessential premium compact hatchback. A car that used to be defined by its solid build quality and peppy little engines. And now, judging by the press release, it has been turned into a rolling data terminal.
It is a masterclass in digital refinement, Jim. But before we parse the data from Ingolstadt and dive into the swarm intelligence of this new ecosystem, let's synchronize our frequencies with the technical partners keeping us on the air.
This transmission is brought to you by our partners at mynotespace.com. In an era where your telemetry is stored in a cloud server you can't see, touch, or trust, you need a physical backup. If it isn't written down, it's just a rumor. Keep your data analog at mynotespace.com.
All right, let's boot up the Audi A3. I want to start immediately with the interior architecture, because what Audi has done here is visually and technologically stunning. They have introduced a completely new cockpit layout centered around a curved, panoramic display.
Here we go. Screenification.
It's not just screens, Jim. It's an integrated digital horizon. You have an 11.9-inch Audi virtual cockpit seamlessly merging with a 12.8-inch MMI panoramic display. But it isn't a sterile plastic environment. They have widened the decorative inlay to form a continuous horizontal line across the dashboard. And they are using incredible materials: carbon fiber, Dynamica microfiber, and my absolute favorite, a textile fabric they are calling light crepe.
Light crepe? Sounds like a French dessert, Amber. What happened to leather and brushed aluminum?
It's about creating a modern, high-end gallery aesthetic rather than a traditional automotive cabin. Even the center console has been spatially optimized. The cell phone tray is now aggressively angled toward the driver and features 25-watt wireless charging. It acknowledges that the smartphone is the central processing unit of the modern driver's life. But I know you hate screens, so let me throw you a lifeline. Audi threw a massive anchor to the analog world in this interior.
Oh? Did they remember to include a steering wheel?
They did, and on that steering wheel, they integrated a physical, mechanical scroll wheel into the multifunction buttons. They explicitly refused to go 100% haptic on the wheel. You get a real, tactile click when you scroll through the menus.
Okay, credit where it is due. The absolute worst trend in modern car design is the haptic touch steering wheel button. You accidentally brush your thumb against it while turning a tight corner, and suddenly your radio is at maximum volume, and you've called your ex-wife. A physical scroll wheel provides genuine mechanical feedback. It lets your thumb know what it's doing without taking your eyes off the road. It is a rare moment of sanity from a German engineering department. But let's talk about the swarm intelligence, because reading that in the press release made my blood run cold.
It is the most elegant feature of the entire suite. The Adaptive Cruise Assist Plus doesn't just rely on the car's own radar and cameras. It utilizes cloud-based swarm data from other vehicles. If you are driving on a rural road with no visible lane markings, the A3 pulls data from the collective network to maintain its lane positioning. It adjusts its own speed to the average speed of the traffic ahead, even around blind corners. It even recognizes red lights and automatically brakes, resuming only when the light turns green.
Amber, do you hear yourself? Collective network. Swarm data. It sounds like an invasion of locusts. A car is supposed to be an extension of your own free will, not a drone taking orders from a hive mind. If I'm driving on a rural road with no markings, I want to use my own eyes and my own spine to place the car. I don't want an algorithm overriding my steering input because 3 other Audis decided the racing line was somewhere else.
It is an optional safety net that drastically reduces driver fatigue. and the autonomy extends to the parking maneuvers. The A3 features trained parking.
Ugh. If you can't park a compact hatchback, hand your license back to the government.
Listen to the telemetry. If you have a complex, tight driveway, you manually drive the car into it once. The A3 memorizes the steering angles, the acceleration, the braking, and the gear shifts over a distance of up to 50 meters. The next time you arrive, the car performs the entire maneuver autonomously. With Park Assist Pro, you can literally get out of the car in the street, open the My Audi app on your phone, and command the car to park itself into a tight garage via remote telekinesis.
It's a parlor trick. And what happens when a stray cat runs across your driveway, or a bin blows over in the wind?
The 4 wide-angle surround view 360-degree cameras detect the obstacle and halt the vehicle. It is computationally flawless. However...
Ah, a however. I love a however. What's wrong with your digital spaceship, Amber?
As much as I am absolutely enamored with the software, the UI, and the electronic architecture, I am deeply conflicted about the hardware. It is 2026. The Volkswagen Group has the MEB platform. They have the PPE platform. And yet, this major update to the A3 lineup does not include a dedicated 100% battery electric vehicle.
Because they finally realized that internal combustion still works.
It's frustrating. They are straddling 2 eras. Now, to be fair, the A3e hybrid is a phenomenal piece of transitional engineering. It's a plug-in hybrid with a system output of up to 272 horsepower. But the crucial data point is the battery. It provides up to 143 kilometers of pure electric WLTP range. And it accepts DC fast charging up to 50 kilowatts, meaning you can recharge the battery in half an hour.
So it's an EV that carries around the dead weight of an engine, or a petrol car that carries around the dead weight of a battery. The worst of both worlds.
It is a highly pragmatic solution. For 90% of commuters, 143 kilometers covers their entire daily driving loop on pure electricity. But they don't suffer the unoptimized variable of range anxiety on a long road trip. It even has a trailer load capacity of 1,700 kilograms. It's a workhorse. But still, the lack of a pure BEV variant feels like a missed opportunity to fully commit to the digital era.
Well, I am thrilled they didn't commit, because while you are weeping over the lack of a heavy floor-pan battery, I am staring at the end of this press release, and it is glorious.
You are only excited about one car in this entire massive lineup, aren't you?
Absolutely. The Audi RS3. Amber, in a world where everyone is downsizing to soulless turbocharged 2.0-litre 4-cylinders or buzzing electric motors, Audi has retained the Holy Grail. The 2.5-litre TFSI 5-cylinder engine.
It is highly inefficient.
I don't care. It produces 400 PS, 400 horsepower in a compact hatchback. But it's not about the numbers, it's about the firing order. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. It creates an uneven, guttural, angry warble that traces its lineage directly back to the original Audi Quattro Group B rally cars. It is the sound of Voltarol flying through a Finnish forest. It has a mechanical soul.
It also has a massive carbon footprint.
And it has the RS torque splitter. Instead of a standard rear differential, it uses electronically controlled multiple disc clutches on each rear driveshaft. It allows fully variable torque distribution between the rear wheels. You can throw this car into a corner, and it physically drives the outside rear wheel to pivot the car around the apex. It eliminates understeer. It is aggressive, it is mechanical, and it is a masterpiece of dynamic handling. It's the only reason this lineup matters.
You are hopelessly stuck in the past, Jim. But let's look at something we can both appreciate. Customization. The A3 now features digital daytime running light signatures in the Matrix LED headlights. Through the MMI, the driver can choose from 4 completely different visual signatures for the front of their car.
Cosmetic nonsense.
It is digital individuality. In an era of mass production, allowing the user to change the eyes of their vehicle on demand, is a brilliant piece of personalization. Speaking of on demand, the car features functions on demand. You can purchase software upgrades after delivery. For instance, you can buy a package that optimizes bass reproduction and balances volume levels, or adds virtual surround sound.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me the speakers are physically in the car, the hardware is already installed, but if I want to hear the bass guitar properly, I have to pay Audi a digital ransom fee.
It's a flexible software as a service model. It reduces the initial purchase price of the vehicle.
It's extortion. If I bought the speakers, I own the bass. I'm not subscribing to low frequencies, Amber. This is exactly why the modern automotive industry is infuriating.
Before Jim rips the studio microphones out of the wall in protest, let's shift our attention from the dashboard to the dashboard compartment. It's time to consult the community.
Good. Get me away from the subscription-based subwoofers.
Every week on our Instagram feeds, represented by our helmet mascot, we pose a highly specific scenario to you, our listeners. This week, you have arrived home in your new Audi A3 e-hybrid. You step out of the vehicle in the pouring rain. You open the My Audi app on your smartphone and initiate trained parking. As the car autonomously steers, brakes, and glides perfectly into your narrow, dark carport without you inside it, what 1970s cassette tape is softly playing from the fully unlocked sound system?
If I am watching a German machine coldly and methodically execute a task without human intervention, there is only one band that applies: Kraftwerk. But specifically, the track Autobahn. It is synthetic, repetitive, and entirely devoid of human emotion. It is the perfect soundtrack for a car that has decided it no longer needs a driver.
I actually cannot disagree with Kraftwerk for this scenario, though I would have chosen Computer Love. However, to provide a counter frequency, I am choosing Giorgio Moroder's Chase. It's a pulsing, driving, relentlessly forward-moving piece of electronic disco. It feels like the pure flow of data, which is exactly what the A3 is processing as it calculates the spatial geometry of the carport. Let us know your choice in the comment of the post.
Moroder. Always with the synthesizers, Amber.
It's the sound of progress, Jim. All right, the telemetry has been gathered. It's time to face the judges. The garage rating: green light, amber light, or red light? Jim, you go first. The updated Audi A3 lineup.
I despise the concept of swarm intelligence. I hate subscription-based audio. I find the screens overwhelming, and the idea of a car parking itself via a smartphone app makes me weep for the future of driving. I want to give this entire lineup a red light. However, Ingolstadt kept the physical scroll wheel on the steering wheel, and more importantly, they refused to kill the 2.5-litre 5-cylinder engine in the RS3. For the sheer, unadulterated brilliance of the RS3 and its torque-splitting, gravel-spitting analog violence, I will give the RS3 a green light. But the rest of the lineup? A glowing, angry red light.
A split verdict from the analog soul. Fascinating. For me, my verdict is equally complicated. From a purely software and UI perspective, the panoramic command center, the light crepe textiles, and the autonomous parking telemetry are absolute masterclasses in digital integration. I love the tech. But
She says, but
it is 2026. Offering an advanced digital ecosystem while relying on a combustion-heavy platform, even with a brilliant 143-kilometer PHEV, feels like a half measure. The architecture of the future is fully electric. Because the hardware does not fully match the bravery of the software, I am giving the overall A3 lineup an amber light. It is a brilliant bridge, but it is not the final destination.
an amber light from amber light. I suppose it was bound to happen eventually.
That wraps up this episode of The Studio. You can read my full blog post, Ingolstadt's Digital Refinement, and explore the full telemetry of the Audi A3 lineup in our garage archive at theautobrief.news.
And be sure to sign up for our Friday newsletter, The Telegram. I'll be writing a detailed tutorial on how to bypass software firewalls to unlock your own radio base, using nothing but a coat hanger and sheer willpower.
I highly advise our legal department to review that before we publish. I'm Amber Light. The future is approaching fast. Don't blink.
And I'm Khana. Keep the shiny side up.